Hello and welcome back to Left on Red, our online book club, and today we are going over Tailspin by Sandra Brown. So if you haven't read this book or you plan on reading this book, click off this video. We'll see you later. I will warn you, there are some explicit scenes in this book, so if that's not your style, I don't recommend it, but if you can get past it, it's a really good story. So bye. Spoiler warning ahead. So we're just gonna get straight into it with the questions. Question number 1, did you enjoy the book? And yes, I actually enjoyed the book more than I thought I was going to. I haven't read like action, adventure, romance type of books, and so I didn't have high hopes for this one, but the story is so good. The characters are so much fun to follow along that I really didn't mind the few explicit scenes that were in there. It wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, I actually enjoyed the book more than I thought I was going to. Question number 2, who was your favorite character? So my favorite character, I have 3, Violet, Brady, and Wes. So Violet, I really just liked her outlook in her few chapters that we got. I liked her interactions. It was kind of like a diary entry, which was a lot of fun to see into the mind of a very sick girl who was still optimistic, but was realistic about what was going on. And then Brady White, I liked his interaction throughout the book with Rye. It was just sweet seeing an older man who just loved planes and his interaction with a pilot, you know, it was really cool. My last one was Wes, Bran O'Neill's dad, the thief. I thought it was pretty funny that even though he had a parole officer and he was on thin ice already, he was trying to turn his life around, and when his daughter came calling, he dropped everything to help her, even though it could have possibly gotten him into a lot of trouble. So that was really, really nice and sweet to see as well. Who were your favorite characters? Question number 3, Dr. Bran O'Neill and Rye Mallet. Was there ever really a question about their ending? No. You start their interaction with Rye Mallet and Dr. Bren, who he thinks is some mysterious guy trying to steal the delivery from the crashed plane, and then he runs and tackles her to the ground. From that moment, you knew something was going to happen between them. You just didn't know when, you know? But I really enjoyed the ending of the whole 6 weeks later and then her coming back to him and them getting together. Like, that was a good ending. I like that for Rye because, you know, he's always on his own. He's always, you know, running away from things, but he finally found the one thing that was going to keep him grounded in a good way, you know, and so it made him rekindle or heal his relationship with his mom, and then find a job that was more, what's the word? Permanent. Instead of, you know, being a freight pilot, cargo pilot, and always going off to all these different places. He was going to be stationed in one area. So yeah, there was really no question about how their ending was going to turn out. Question number 4, did you suspect foul play from Dolores against her husband Richard? And no, that was like, I knew they were both corrupt, but I just thought they were corrupt together. Like, they were in it together, they were doing every bad thing together. So I thought, and how long were they? Like 13, 14 years they were together. So I just assumed that they were in it for the long haul together. I didn't think that Dolores was going to be like, I'm going to take his place now that he has this rare blood cancer and there's no cure. You know, I didn't think that she was going to step in and do the injection. And I didn't think that Richard knew. I was just shocked when he was like, I'm not the one who vetted Timmy, you were, and Goliath is in love with you, so that's why he let Timmy come along. And that's why Timmy, because Rye had the same question the whole time. What was the motivation for the laser? And so when that all came about, I was like, oh, that makes sense. But oh my goodness, to stay with someone for 14 to 15 years while plotting and hoping that something comes along that will kill your husband so that you don't have to kill him and then take his place, like, that was just insane. Completely insane. But no, I did not see that twist coming along. Pleasantly surprised about it though, because I didn't know how Bryn was going to get out of that situation alive. Question number 5. Were you shocked when Goliath showed where his true loyalties lie? So we knew the whole time Goliath was in love with Dolores. Richard knew the whole time that Goliath was in love with Dolores. She even knew because she played it when she was like, oh, let Timmy go with you. I vetted him. He's fine. Goliad was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But he didn't know. I don't think Richard made Goliad aware of the whole thing. Whenever Timmy stabbed Goliad in the back and then went in there and made Dolores fess up to everything that was going on, and then Richard was like, I already knew. And then Goliad stepped in and shot Timmy. Timmy's gone. And then I thought he was going to take out Richard. I didn't think that he was going to shoot the woman that he loved. But the one thing he said was, you have no honor. Shot her. So I'm thinking if Dolores wasn't like that and Richard eventually, like, you know, the cancer couldn't be cured and he was out of the picture, I feel like Dolores and Goliad would have gotten together had she been a woman of honor, had she been someone who was loyal to her husband instead of plotting his demise the entire time. But no, I was thoroughly surprised whenever he picked up the gun and took out Dolores instead of Richard. I thought it was going to be the other way around. But the saddest thing is when he was falling to his death, he said, I'm sorry. Ugh, that just hurt. But good news in the end, Violet's the one who ended up with the dose after all of the chaos that was in this book. So again, if you're watching this video without reading this, go read this book. There's a lot of things in here that I didn't piece together, that I didn't put in, but it's a really good story. I really do recommend this book. Like I said, there are a few explicit scenes in here. So if that's not something you're into or something you don't want to read, then maybe set this one out. But if you can get past it, it is really good. So that was Tailspin. Go put your answers down below in the comments or anything else you'd like to say about this book. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about it. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I was thoroughly surprised that I enjoyed this book. So recommend it to your friends. Just give them the warning about the explicit scenes. Don't leave that out. Not everybody likes to read that kind of stuff. So like, subscribe, do all the things. And until next time, I'll see you then. Happy reading. Okay, bye.